Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the XVPW Network. I'm your host, Maximilian, and here I got the British badass, Scott Adams. Welcome, Scott, to the XVPW Network.
Charlie, you're the first one to actually get it right. You know, when I get introduced, normally some people just go straight away, Scott Adams. No, it is the British badass Scott Adams. Thank you for getting that correct.
No problem, man. I gotta give you your respect, man. And you know, you've been paying your dues throughout all of CAW, and you know, you're signed with XVPW, and we're gonna talk about that later on tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, we got the British badass Scott Adams right here, and to start it off, man, how did you get your start in CAW? When did that happen?
Many decades ago. We're going back like, I don't know, 2006, 2008, somewhere around there. It's a bit blurry. It's something that we don't really talk about. It's a bit of a sore subject. Back in a company called YTCW.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
What
it's
was
a story for a different time.
Well, all right, if you don't mind me asking, what was the engine back then? Was it like No Mercy or
no, it's like
SmackDown versus Raw?
Raw.
Oh, okay.
Good old days of having to tell people to say, right, can you send me the formula of your core and then we'll try and create it? And it was like, then sending pictures back and saying, is this your core? And it's like, yeah, that's it, exactly. There was no face textures. There was no, T-shirt designs. It was the basic of the basic.
How are you guys sending pictures? Through still the internet or through AIM or not even Messenger? Because I'm pretty sure.
No, it's through YouTube.
To YouTube?
What people do that? That's old school. We don't even do that anymore. I mean, it jumped from YouTube to Skype and then from Skype to Facebook.
Oh my God.
That's showing how old I am.
Man. All right. So did you where did okay, your first name is Scott, but where did you got the Adams name, or was that always your name, Scott Adams?
Oh no, my name's just always been Scott, but as games evolve and all of that, and then you get like ring announcing and all of that, the in-game ring announcer.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just selected Scott and selected a name what fit with it.
It has a good ring. It has a good ring to it. Scott
Fair
Adams.
dues, it was the first bloody name probably on the listings, but
That's cool. Were you always a big fan of big guy like wrestlers or stuff?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of big guys. Obviously, you got your Undertaker, you got Kane,
yeah,
Kevin Nash, Triple H, obviously,
mm-hmm.
The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Attitude Era. I wouldn't say I like some Golden Era wrestling, but no, where I lay is the Attitude Era and upwards.
Okay, because nowadays people with their cause, they always like to the first one to get that super kick, or the first one to get an invitation of Kenny Omega or whatnot, or these Bullet Club 3.0s, but we never get those type of guys who like the old school. Like, they always gonna pick the most fashiest super kick, and I'm like, the fact that you said that you're a big fan of like the old guys, I'm like, I like that. I respect that. I can actually work with you.
I mean, I have evolved through the games, over the years, but I've always been like, be realistic.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you was in the ring yourself, I know some of us are trained wrestlers, in the indies and all that, trying to progress up. Then there's the others who are, we just do it through the game.
Yeah.
We're not proper wrestlers, we just do it for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But try and put your mindset as an actual wrestler. would you be doing a moonsault?
Yeah.
If the answer's no, why the fuck is a moonsault in your listing?
Exactly.
You know, try and be realistic. I mean, okay, most of us could probably pull off a super kick, but if you're like, you know, size of Rikishi and your core's doing a super kick, you know, does it look realistic? I mean, I've not ever seen Rikishi do a super kick, but if you want to see Rikishi do a super kick, then, you know, put that as your core.
And if Rikishi did do a super kick, I'm pretty sure it won't go straight up to the chin. It'll be probably in the midsection, like a thrust kick. You know, because he can't. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how flexible Rikishi is, guys, but I'm pretty sure. Like,
well, back when I was in school and all that, you know, everyone liked wrestling, and you know, I could pick up some heavy people.
Yeah.
And you know, but I wasn't, you know, like a fast runner. You know, but I could lift people up and say, you know, moves like the F5. Powerbomb, your pedigrees, John Cena's FU.
FU.
Yeah, I'm going to say the FU. Not, fucking,
not the double A.
Because back then it was the FU. Yeah, and I used to, you know, be able to do that. And I mean, I quite like moves like the, you know, the fireman's carry.
Yeah.
You know, I could quite easily do a fireman's carry on someone and just drop them on the floor and all that. But then I thought, you know, is that going to get you over? You know, is that going to be like a powerful move, you know, to land? And, you know, your finisher is a fireman's carry. You know, no offense to, you know, Bob Holly, but I mean, it's a sort of move he would pull.
Yeah. So, what made you pick the Jackknife Powerbomb as a finisher?
Well, originally my core was basically designed off the American Badass, the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So it was originally the last ride, and then I thought, no, why go for the last ride? Because I'm thinking, this is again me thinking realistically. With the last ride at a Jackknife Powerbomb, a jackknife is pretty much they're sitting on your shoulders, and you know you full thrust them straight down. Where a last ride, you've got to elevate them up that little bit more. And I'm thinking realistically, I'm like, if I was to pick up somebody, would I be able to really elevate them that little bit higher? And I was thinking, no, I probably wouldn't. So that's what, and then I just evolved to the jackknife. And I think there was one game that Undertaker wasn't straight away unlockable.
Yeah.
So you had to like pick certain moves before you can unlock other moves. And Kevin Nash was already unlocked. So I was like, okay, that's my Powerbomb.
That's cool. And you've been using the Powerbomb for how many years or engines since what? SmackDown versus Raw 2000.
Well, COH since like WWE13.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, with you know, with COH. I don't know before that though, because I did take a bit of a hiatus from core, and then I came back, and that's where I joined COH, and then I started joining others.
All right, and we're gonna segue into that. When did you first heard about COH before you joined COH?
Well, back in the day, Travis used to help out with YTCW, and the guy who used to own it, he was called David. He one minute he was like, "Nah, I'm done with it. You take over," and the next minute he's like, "No, I'm going to come back and all that, and you're fired, and I'm gonna." And he got screwed over, and that's what COH. Well, during that time, I was, you know, away from core. I was doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And then next minute, I was like, "Oh, I thought you was YTCW," and it's like, "Oh, no, I've been doing COH." Obviously, I had my own core fed as well, and BCW. That was running at the same time as YTCW, and then I stopped, and then I brought it back again at the same time with COH. and there was like some shows that COH did like tribute to my core show.
Okay.
And I thought it was cool. And I didn't know until like I watched one of the shows, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was a tribute." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And yeah, he always wanted me in, but it was just like I didn't really have the time at the time, and that's what happens. You just like slide in. And...
Yeah, that's cool. So you joined COH, and tell us about your achievements there or your time there.
Right, my achievements. I went from joining a group called Yanker Enterprise, which was with Steve, aka Monoxide, aka Accuracy.
Wait, what? Monoxide? I never knew that.
Yeah, that's what the M stands for.
That's what the M stands for? That's funny, he never told me.
I might have stopped myself short.
He never told me that. And I know him for so many, like, I guess a couple of years now, and I signed him, and I never know what the M for M Accuracy stands for. There you go. Now I know.
Yeah, he used to be called Monoxide.
That sounds so much better than M Accuracy, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, think of like Sting back in TNA. Sting had his normal Sting gimmick, you know, the crow, blah blah.
Then the surfer,
and then he had the Joker gimmick.
Yeah.
And then he had the Joker gimmick.
Yeah.
M Accuracy is the Joker gimmick to Monoxide.
Ah, okay.
That's where the funarchy and everything like that. That is. Well, I mean, Steve might say something different, but that's how I see it.
That's how you saw it. Okay.
And, you know, it was us, and then there was the third guy who was Alex Enterprise. You know, we was all three, was back in YTCW, so, you know, we've had a long-term friendship.
Yeah.
They brought me into that group, so I was like the big muscle. At the time, I wasn't really doing any promos, so I was like, a bit like Kane, didn't need to say anything. I was the muscle.
That's cool.
And then, I'd gone from that to like a singles run. I was bit cocky on the pages. I was just trying to get myself pushed wise. I was just like, anybody on the page, that was it. Yeah. You're getting a message, you're getting a message, you're getting a message. Come on, start some beef, mate. Come on. I ended up getting blocked by one person. It was like, absolutely hilarious because, you know, it was when you're supposed to feud with somebody and you're in character. All my post was in character.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated it because
it's so weird how people just get so butthurt of playing a character.
I did go a little bit too far sometimes. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna be in character, you be in character, right? Unless it's otherwise stated, if it's like a page where it says this is a out of character page, then fine, I'll post out of character.
Yeah.
But if I'm on a group page and it's for that core show, I will post in character.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter if I'm on the wrong account, I will post in character. And yeah, so I mean, I pissed him off and then ended up being in the feud with him, and I couldn't do a promo or anything. He couldn't do a promo back because he blocked me and a few others. You know, but his excuse was, "That's my character. I block people." I was like, "Well, your character sucks because
how am I supposed to communicate with you?
We can't post. Yeah, we can't communicate. You know, because I mean, a core show was pretty much, well, with COH, it was promo, whatever's on the show. If your promo's on the show, that's good. You match what's on the show, and then most of the other time while you wait for the show, you're trash talking on the page.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you know, the more active you were, the more you was kind of getting a push and all that.
Yeah, that's how I would think of it sometimes too. XVPW is the more active you are and the more you improved and all that stuff. Because you can be active and still be shitty and not be good. Like, no matter how active you are, it's supposed to be, if you're active, you're supposed to get more experience and get progress later on. You know, that sometimes it doesn't work that way a little bit, but it's universal. I think of the booking as universal. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
you're over, you're over.
yeah. So I went from that. I did like a best of 4 series with one guy. Become internet champion at COH.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped the internet championship. Became Money in the Bank. And then I finally become COH world champion, which was a long process, but I was talking to Travis and he said he thank yous and all of that, and he said it was well overdue and all.
Yeah.
All that. I've known you for X amount of years. You've always helped out. You've always done this and that for me, and it was well deserved.
That's cool.
And then
you showed me all the designs. I'm like, holy crap, these are amazing, and stuff. That's you did a lot. I mean, with all the work you showed me, like the designs that you showed me, I'm like, holy crap, I didn't know all that. So that's cool. So let's talk about Xtreme Virtual Pro Wrestling. How did you hear about it? How did you hear about the Extreme Alternative?
Next question. I'm joking, man. Right. How did I hear about it?
Yeah.
Well, it just came out of the blue somewhere. I don't know how I heard about you. I just all of a sudden I just saw like advertisement, and I didn't know if it was a core show or a porno, but you know what adverts I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just saw them, and then I saw like part of your shows, and I was like, this is interesting. And then you started like trash talking every single core fed you was in, and I was like, oh, you're touching a sore nerve. But it's like I really enjoy your product, but at the same time, you're trash talking some of my friends, and I'm like,
that's all kayfabe, by the way. Okay, guys, I don't want to go back. I know for the people who's listening, that's a couple of years ago, and I aired my grievances to everybody and be like, hey, that was all kayfabe. I have nothing personal. I was like, I just want to make a little impact here and there to get some noise. But yeah.
and then I was always interested in joining. I think the bottom line was seeing some people I knew, and they already joined, and it's like, yeah, I think it's time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mainly like seeing Steve join, and then seeing like Gavin join. Yeah, seeing Gavin join.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure Gavin's listening at the moment. But yeah, let's talk about your first day, man. Your first day in XVPW. You found out you were facing Devil Dog.
Satan's bitch.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, you found out you're about to face Devil Dog, and how did that go about? I mean, were you just ready to make an end? Like, I mean, you look. I don't know for guys who saw it, but I'll let Scott explain his actions that day when he was about to face Devil Dog.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, when you're trying to make an impact, you just don't go just straight basic. I'm gonna have a match with this guy. I mean, I'm new to the roster. Hardly most people know me. Most people don't. If you didn't watch COH, you don't know who the hell I am. If you didn't watch certain other core feds, and if you weren't part of that core fed, you probably don't know who I am. Now, the match to me sounded like, probably low end card match. I mean, unless you're a fan of Devil Dog, you need to make an impact here. No, the fans are not going to watch us if they don't know who you are. I mean, you might as well just put Buff Backwell and Booker T in a match on the, SmackDown and hope that people fucking want to watch it. That's how I saw it in my head. So to make an impact, what do you do? Fuck it. Just attack him from behind. And what has that gone and done? It's gone and stirred how much heat for me, how many people have been complaining, saying, hey, why are you attacking from behind? It's all there, man. It's all there. I have now put my foot in the ground, made a scene, see where we go from there.
So it was nothing personal, basically. You just wanted to make an impact. You probably didn't know who Devil Dog really is, or.
I know who Devil Dog is.
Okay.
I mean, Devil Dog is a friend of Colt Shields, and Colt Shields was a guy in COH, and he got fired from COH for not cutting promos.
Well.
So, I mean, what can I say about that?
So, all right. So you attacked this guy from behind.
I can't even remember if Devil Dog was in COH.
Uh-huh.
I mean, his name was thrown around, but I mean, it was more his actual name, because I think Devil Dog was just like, nah, it doesn't cut the mustard.
So you attacked him from behind and you hit your Jackknife Powerbomb. You cut a really good. You got on the mic.
It takes just one Jackknife Powerbomb to get the job done. It takes just one Jackknife Powerbomb to show I am the dominant force around here.
After what you just did, sir, I'm not surprised. I mean, you made a hell of a first impact, hell of a first impression on everybody, and shit, man.
You all think this is just a game? I just jackknife stand in the middle of this ring, and I'll keep jackknifing people around here because I am ready to take on whatever comes my way. XVPW. And Corey, you better watch your back, because what I did to Jimmy, Michael, Dylan, you know what, it doesn't matter what his name is. He can be asshole number one, and I'm ready to jackknife the next asshole. So, you ready to be asshole number two? But just before I leave this ring, Gavin, you say you're XVPW's first British star? Well, step aside, because I'm going to show XVPW why they have the British badass on their roster.
You cut a hell of a freaking segment. I mean, you were calling out Gavin, and not only that, but you're trying to get the attention of the XVPW YouTube champion, Corey Heck. I mean, what's up? I mean...
Both. I just want to piss people off and get what I want. Well, I say get what I want. I mean, the YouTube Championship. I hear this term thrown around so many times. You've got to earn your spot to get somewhere. You're not worthy. I don't give a crap. I really don't give a crap. You look at other places, you look in the world of professional wrestling. I'm going to bring up one person's name, and that is AJ Styles. If you're just a WWE fan only, you wouldn't even know who AJ Styles is. Look at him now.
Mm-hmm.
He's already been a WWE champion. He's been a United States champion. Did he earn his spot? No, not really. I mean, he made his debut at the Royal Rumble, and already, how was he announced? He wasn't, it's AJ Styles, new signee for WWE. No, Michael Cole said he is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Straight away, he's the phenomenal one. What made him phenomenal? No one really knows him.
Yeah.
Apart from, and that's where I see it from my standpoint. If you know me in COH, you know what I have achieved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming into a fresh new pond, and I'm expected to be seen as like some sort of jobber, you know, lower end card. Hey, you're the new guy. You're gonna clean my boots and you're gonna work your way up, and then eventually you might be able to hold the belt for 2 seconds, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't give a shit. I was COH World Heavyweight Champion. In other places, we're not going to talk about that because, some people brag about these places and all that. Oh, I was champion in, Golf Club Federation for Wecos. I don't give a shit. People don't give a shit about that. People don't give a shit about, that WWE Universe you made on, 2K20 that no one's heard about because you haven't posted a video, but you're the 5-time, shut your mouth champion.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, I watched the promo the other week on YouTube. I don't know. I think somebody posted it on Facebook. And it was quite hilarious. There's Booker T, Test, and Rob Van Dam. And Booker T was arguing with Rob Van Dam about something. Rob Van Dam's hardcore champion at the time. And Test and Booker T are tag team champions. And I think Booker T was like, I'm the 5-time WCW champion. And Test was like, yeah, he's the 5-time. And then Rob Van Dam says, oh my God, I can't believe you lost the championship 5 times. And that has stuck in my head.
It's stuck in your head, right? Yeah.
It was only last week that I thought about it. And I will develop it into my character. I don't give a shit if you're the 6-time, 10-time. At the end of the day, you lost that belt how many times? In my promo, I said I'm on 1 jackknife and done. I plan on winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't expect to be losing it.
I respect that, man.
I don't plan on being a 5-time. I don't plan on being a 6-time. I plan on being the 1-time longest reign.
So, right after you cut a hell of a segment on that mic, you aproned Jackknife Powerbomb Devil Dog, and for that, we found out from management that you were suspended, and you're still suspended. You can't compete in XVPW. But I found out from the XVPW president himself that the only way that you can go back to in-ring competing is if you issue an apology from the XVPW universe. So Scott, will you be in the next episode of XNW to issue a public apology from the XVPW universe and also to Devil Dog, just so you can go back to in-ring competing in the Extreme Alternative?
I will go to that ring. I will grab a mic and I will apologize to the universe. I'm sorry, Devil Dog.
All right, folks, you hear it here first. In the next episode of XNW, Scott Adams, the British Batch himself, will issue a public apology in front of the XVPW universe and also to Devil Dog.
That's all I have to say.
Sweet. Well, thank you, the British badass Scott Adams, for being my guest tonight right here in the XVPW network. It was an awesome talk, man, and looking forward to more.
Peace.